Woman discovers she's living next to drink driver who mowed her down. So she got hit by a drunk driver and he moved in next to her? God damn. He's coming to finish the job.
Well, we're no... Do you have anything to say to Lorraine at all?
Oh, is that the drink driver?
Here in the leafy suburb of Belrose.
Wouldn't it be wild if the same drunk driver hops the curb and takes out Danielle here?
This road and failed to make a right-hand turn, smashing straight into Lorraine.
Whoa, Jesus! She teleported.
They're neighbours.
So you're not only sharing.
Well, go beat her ass.
The back of her house is literally 2 meters to the back of her house.
Beat her ass then.
She pops her head.
It's convenient.
Well.
You don't even have to go far.
She quite often stares.
As they just stare back at her.
She was on bail conditions, so it's really.
Yeah, Australia kind of sucks with like law enforcement. It sounds like
it's really hard.
Was overturned. Instead, she was given an intensive correction order, meaning she could serve her prison term at home. She was banned from driving for 10 months.
Really?
Would you like to apologise to
wow.
her? I have.
Justice.
It's a daily reminder.
Hey,
isn't it?
we don't feel like sending you to jail. Can you just like go home? Okay, cool. Thanks. Yeah, just stay there for a little while. I don't care. Jesus, law enforcement in Australia must be a real piece of shit.
Have been prosecuted.
Well, send your husband over there and just give her the hands. Make her move.
What if she's behind?
What the fuck?
Peter Fraser is.
There's clearly no law enforcement in Australia anyway. Just go full vigilante.
No one wants to be a victim of road trauma, and we really need to start to focus on their needs.
University of New South Wales Emeritus
What
Professor
did that
Alan
statement
Williams,
have to do with
researcher
anything?
in road safety.
Yeah, no one wants to get hit by a car. Maybe we should start trying to help them a little bit. Oh, thanks, expert. Yeah, makes sense. Fair.
There's something wrong.
Yeah, so take the law into your own hands. That's clearly what the court is telling you to do. Well, once again, there's no justice in Australia, it seems. Dirty dumpers caught in alleged rubbish removal scam. It's not often you hear the term dirty dumpers tossed around so casually. That must be a pretty high crime. Imagine being deemed an illegal dumper.
And the consequence of
what an embarrassing title.
Johan allegedly spitting at Rick Giardini.
Oh, I like Chad Johan. He's cool.
The fridge
Kelly Payne sucks. He hasn't done anything cool.
They just have no shame at all.
Johan.
So why don't we arrest them? Is there even such thing as a prison in Australia?
And we're glad that.
If Johan and Kelly Payne refuse to pay those fines, the dumping squad can seek restraining orders. And if they breach those, they could be arrested.
Ah, so it only takes what was it? Like 15,000 cases of illegal dumping, and then they still have like 3 more chances? We're gonna ask them not to, but if they do, we're gonna say don't do it, and if you do, you might be arrested. That ought to stop them. Oh, is this just a tour of Heart Attack Grill? I've already seen this.
Customers suffer heart attacks after eating at the establishment and even celebrating a death on the premises. It's aptly named the Heart Attack Grill.
Remarkably, the owner says it's all done in the name of promoting good health.
One among us has to tell the truth, and that's what we're doing here.
The heart attack
yeah, you're a real hero, giving people actual heart attacks.
Along with belt sizes.
That'll teach them. Yeah, let's go!
Their flatliner fries, cooked in lard, are unlimited. Thirsty? Try the all butterfat shake.
That sounds so good. What the fuck?
And new to this menu, a burger with 8 patties, almost 20,000 calories. That's the equivalent of nearly 40 Big Macs. Oh, and if you don't finish your meal, you get spanked.
What? Wait, she actually like really went in on that.
She's not exactly a real RN, but her spankings are real hard.
Yeah, like she's not holding back.
The restaurant, Dr. John has become something of a superstar in the fast food world. In
Dr.
his
John,
over-the-top
kinda
way,
suave.
he depicts himself as Jesus Christ at the Last Supper, dining with the industry's other giants.
Alright, Dr. John's is kind of fucking
Certainly
wacky.
come along. The restaurant was under fire after its nearly 600-pound spokesman, Blair Rivers, died of obesity-related issues.
It's not confirmed.
29.
There's an argument
He
to
may
be
have
that
died of
you used this guy during
consuming
his life. And
very
that now
flavorful
you
food,
are
and it was too much.
Very morbidly
It was too
using
good.
his death. So this man's death has not given you pause at all.
Zero pause.
You guys, we are actually rolling now.
What
Actually
the
rolling.
fuck? This guy's like Nintendo. If your player dies, do you feel bad? Nope. Sounds good, actually.
Fatality rate.
Now, the one that I
Yes.
couldn't save was a very dear friend of mine. And I want to tell you something.
This is his
They'll say
ashes
it's
right here.
grotesque. They'll say,
they will.
how can you keep the man's cremation here?
Oh my god,
And
wait,
I'll
it
tell you
is.
something.
What the fuck?
I am setting the bag on the table. And I challenge any
Holy
other
shit.
restaurant to set the bag
Let's
on
turn
the
it into a
table.
burger.
I'm talking about a bag of truth. This was a good man with hopes and dreams who couldn't
And now
control
look
his
at him.
eating habits.
This stupid piece of
Inside
shit.
this bag are the remains
He's sand.
of yet another
He's become
spokesman.
sand.
He ate at the restaurant every day.
Oh,
People
that
are
explains
actually
it.
dying.
People will continue to die. Can they just stop, pause, and reflect
What?
upon the food for thought that I'm selling? It's not happening.
He's like
It's
actually
not
Lex
t-shirts,
Luthor.
It's not friendly.
When there are lights and sirens outside and they're bringing some person out on a gurney, you're basically in the background.
He's celebrating. Yeah, he's having fun.
Absolutely. Was that heart attack good for business? Did that heart attack pad my wallet with money? Absolutely.
This is the most honest guy
Did
ever.
I enjoy that? Absolutely. I'm a businessman.
Oh, what did they give this guy? Did they hit him with like a fucking truth serum? Is Wonder Woman there with her lasso around his leg? Why is he so honest? Hey, did you like when that guy died? Oh, fuck yeah. Are you kidding me? I made money off that. Dude died at my restaurant. It's like, hey, holy shit. I'm not only making money, I'm killing idiots, I guess. Hey, fuck yeah. In fact, here's this dude's ashes. Stole them from his loved ones. And they're now in my restaurant. What are they gonna do, fight me?
Now, if they do die here, I'm not going to lie to you. That's great for business. I'll say it again. Death is great for business at the Heart Attack Grill.
Wow.
Somehow, in the
He's like an
3 years
anime
since we
villain.
first met, Dr. John
In order to save the world, I must kill it first. And from its ashes will rise a phoenix of grease and bacon. And on top of that phoenix, I will be riding it. Dr. John. I think his point's a little dog shit, though, if I'm being honest. Like, other places obviously sell shitty food, but he is going way out of his way to make the food as detrimental to your health as humanly possible. It's not like they're just being dishonest and saying it's good for you food. Like, you know, they're not like hiding that it's bad for you, but he is doing the most he can to kill you with it. So it's a little dishonest to compare the two. It's not like it's a matter of honesty or not. You were actively trying to make it worse for them.
in a city near you.
Fine, son. Keep eating.
I'm Ryan.
Wasn't his point that he's not selling shitty things to kids? Is this not a kid eating this? Didn't he make that exact point? Like, I'm not selling this awful death to kids, only these consenting adults. And then in the same interview, there's a kid. Oh, without parental guidance. Oh, did he say that part? I didn't say that. I didn't see that. Or remember hearing that, rather. Why does it matter if they're... What? I don't really understand, though. Why would that matter if they're supervised or not? It's the same food. That guy's nutty. That guy was actually fucking wild. Is there any more from Dr. John? Did he die of a heart attack at his own restaurant? I wonder what's in his will. Like, if he does die at that restaurant, what does he want? Like, make patties out of his corpse? Parade it around? Taxidermy it and hang it? I bet he's got a crazy plan for it.
In 2013, John Ailman, known as the Heart Attack Grill's daily customer and unofficial mascot, died after suffering a heart attack and collapsing as he stood at the bus stop in front of the restaurant. He was the inspiration for the Patient John character seen around the restaurant. In 2017,
Man,
Business
that's
Insider
rough.
talked to John
What?
Basso about this disturbing patient.
So oh my god. Not only did he die at the restaurant because of all the fucking horrible food, and not only does Dr. John have his cremated ashes like it's seasoning for his patties, he also used him as a cartoon character to continue to promote it to other people? Oh, wow. That's fucking awful.
Because if you stop and realize it, I put out a broader, far-reaching message about health and fitness than any other physician
You
in
absolutely
America,
haven't, though.
period. His reasoning
No one
is
thinks of
that
Heart Attack
obesity
Grill
is
and
still a
thinks of,
problem in America,
I should eat healthy.
despite all the work done by
Nobody.
the fitness and changing experience
Really? All of
for
you
his
do?
customers.
I can't tell if you're memeing or not. So his message of, I make this food that kills people, so it should teach people about not eating unhealthy, is somehow being conveyed to you? Because that's not what I get. If this guy, like, it's a little different when he's going out of his way to make the food as deadly as possible, right? And is happy when people die from it. I don't think the message really gets across. It's more like he found a way to capitalize off the most gluttonous people in society and make a lot of money off it, while also being able to take a bit of a high road, even though he literally has killed people from it. I wouldn't necessarily say the message gets delivered very well. That's like saying because McDonald's exists, it has taught me to eat healthy. I just don't think that really works.
In 2013, he was on Bloomberg's In the Loop with Betty Lou to talk about his food when he pulled out a plastic bag of powder and put it on the desk. Then he said,
John's ashes.
I'm here with the cremated remains of someone who died at my restaurant. He died of a heart attack at my restaurant, and I'm putting the bag clearly on the table. I wish that Burger King, McDonald's, and everyone else would do the same thing. When a shocked Lou pointed out how grim things had suddenly gotten,
pretty bold.
Basso agreed. As he put it, absolutely, because the entire fast food industry is pretty grim. The former employee said that there were more repeat customers than one might expect, like locals who would frequently take advantage of the free meal offered to anyone weighing over 350 pounds. She also revealed some distressing
another thing.
memories, like the time
Offering
when a male
free
customer
food for the
passed out
morbidly
and an
obese
ambulance had to be called.
isn't delivering a
As she
message of you
recalled,
should eat
"A
healthier.
manager made me
It's
take
doing the
out my cell
opposite. It's
phone to
rewarding
record
you
a
for
video
it.
of the whole poor diet certainly does seem that it can contribute to risk over time, but no one has yet shown that it has an immediate effect that can precipitate the heart attack.
I don't know
Thus,
about
there's
that.
little
I
to
feel
no
like
evidence that a one-time trip to the heart
the
attack
people
grill
there
is going to
are
cause
at
a heart
risk.
attack. Everyday
And I think
Health
it can
echoed that
exacerbate.
sentiment in a 2011 poor diet certainly does seem that it can contribute to risk over time, but no one has yet shown that it has an immediate effect that can precipitate the heart attack.
I don't know
Thus,
about
there's
that.
little
I
to
feel
no
like
evidence that a one-time trip to the heart
the
attack
people
grill
there
is going to
are
cause
at
a heart
risk.
attack. Everyday
And I
Health
think it can
echoed that
exacerbate.
sentiment in a
That was so much more interesting than I thought it would be. I've known about Heart Attack Grill for quite a while. I actually remember back in, like, must have been college, I was reading about Heart Attack Grill. Didn't know it was so deep, though. Wow. Fucking wild. Dr. John's a maniac. Is he still alive? In their defense, they haven't had a death in 8 years. I don't know how many more heart attacks they've had in that time, but they have not had a death at Heart Attack Grill in about 8 years. Yeah, apparently Tyler 1 and Faker went to it. I must have missed that. I know they did content together. Was that what they did? They went to the Heart Attack Grill?
We here at the Heart Attack Grill.
Yes.
Now, I don't know what to expect, but let's go!
Jesus, Tyler's like a real YouTuber. Look at him go. Is Dr. John here?
Heart Attack Grill. This is our entire menu. You guys have to wear hospital gown, and if you guys don't finish eating, you get 3 spines.
He's making goofy thumbnail faces and everything.
The wine comes to the table in an ID bag.
How do you guys even stay open?
That's pretty cute.
Not really, but we tried.
I'll tell you what caught my eye right away. This octuple?
The octuple bypass.
Octuple. And then
40 slices of bacon.
I'm trying to add 40
Yes.
slices of
Any sides?
fries. And then I'm also trying to get this.
What the fuck is he doing?
So it's actually made with almost a...
You're gonna give me a full stick. I'll take a full stick. Yeah,
This is tier 1 Wallborg.
Single!
Ah, come on, you gotta get that. Dude, if you want the single, you can like take it off the top. Dumb, okay.
Hey, peer pressure. Let's go. Faker going in now. Imagine if someone had a heart attack and died during this video.
I have not.
Just some stranger in the back.
Maybe. Do you think I can get one bite?
Does he even finish a single patty?
All the single ones.
I feel like one patty's already like 6k calories.
My heart. Somebody help me. It's honestly pretty good. Listen.
This is so wholesome.
I'm done or not. I'm saving.
It's like an episode of SpongeBob.
It's time for your surgery.
Like SpongeBob and Squidward go to the Heart Attack Grill.
Great. I'm gonna love it. I don't know if you will, but I'm gonna love it.
Listen, don't do it too hard.
Oh, it's gonna be hard.
How many?
3.
I mean, can you at least make it fast? Like, bah, bah, bah.
Probably not. Hands up. Feet together.
It's gonna break the paddle on his ass.
Be so assertive, man.
All right, here is 1.
Holy shit, she cranked that. That wind-up was nuts. She's getting like a Happy Gilmore running start. She hates him.
I'm so sorry.
I actually bet that would hurt like a bitch.
But I'm glad I could do it with you, Faker.
Me too.
That was so fucking wholesome. I feel the need to apologize in advance for this, but I cannot help myself. I have to show you this and talk about it. This is a full-blown Jesus wept situation. This is one of those degenerate acts that the Lord up in heaven turns his head away from in shame with tears in his eyes. Matt sent me this earlier today. I can't even believe this is a real sentence I'm going to say. There's a villain on the loose in Washington, D.C. right now, a true menace to society, a maniac on the loose. And a Reddit user caught them in 4K on camera where they put a cucumber in the grill of their vehicle, an innocent civilian's vehicle. This dude comes up, puts a cucumber in the grill, and then fucks himself with it. I'll show you some of the footage here, and I gotta tell you, it seems premeditated. I don't think this is his first rodeo here. Also, according to some people in the comments, they actually recognized his MO. Apparently, he's done this cucumber butt fucking across Washington before. So anyway, this guy comes over, and he sticks the cucumber in the grill of that car, like Neil Armstrong planting the American flag on the moon. He also appears to be a master magician because that sleight of hand was impressive. I didn't even see the cucumber in his hand at any point until he reached the vehicle. It's like he just spawned it in, just conjured the cucumber out of thin air. So he makes sure that it's firmly planted in there like Excalibur into the stone. And also, the Reddit user gave a brief explanation for why there's like a hole in that fence. According to the lore, 3 kids crashed a stolen car into their fence last week, which created this hole, which the Cucumber Crusader used to get access to the vehicle. I can hear that Nissan Rogue crying out in agony right now. He is sexually assaulting this poor Nissan here. In broad daylight, too. Like, he looks around once just to check if anyone's watching, and then just goes for it. It wasn't exactly the most thorough sweep of the area, but who knows, maybe he's on a 3 cucumber ass streak, so he's got a UAV online, so he knew it was clear. He knew the coast was clear. So he just starts bouncing on it for a while, and then a car comes by. But he had like a spidey sense that was tingling, so before the car turned the corner, he must have heard it, I suppose. So he stops riding the cucumber. So he gets off the mechanical bull here and waits for the car to pass. He looks so annoyed that this car is passing through, like, come on, man, really? This is private property. Can't you see I'm busy? Go on, scram, get out of here. I got business to tend to. He pops the cucumber out of the car, at least most of it, according to the Reddit post. 2/3 or so was left in the grill of the car. That is a big-ass cucumber. Emphasis on ass cucumber. Like, that shit is the size of Kevin from SpongeBob. And also, it doesn't seem like he lubricated it either. At no point does he, like, spit on it or anything. He just raw dogs the cucumber on the grill of this Nissan. I don't know how he didn't tear his entire butthole off by taking a cucumber dry up the pooper. That is craziness. So anyway, though, he's all disappointed now that his session was interrupted, so he takes his trusty steed, walks back over to his lunchbox, puts out his cigarette, And then we go into phase 2 of the boss battle. He drops his trousers again, and this time he just starts shoving the cucumber in his ass while he's like somewhat bent over. I can't show you any footage of that one, obviously. But, you know, he doesn't even need the cars anymore. He's done with props. He cracks his knuckles and says, "Fine, I'll do it myself." This whole video is unhinged, but perhaps the most insane part about it is something I can't show you because his ass is out. But when he finishes plungering his asshole, he puts the cucumber back in his lunchbox. Dude just drops a stinky poo-cumber into his lunchbox and then walks away with it. It's like an ambiguous open ending to Inception here, where you, the viewer, get to decide what he did with it next. In my headcanon, he just goes and eats it. Like, I feel like he probably ate that ass pickle. But it's also equally possible that, you know, he takes his sidekick to another car and the cycle repeats itself again with him ass blasting himself on the hood of another person's vehicle. By far, the most degenerate thing I've seen this year. I think I can safely say that. Now, this story has somewhat blown up, at least in Washington. It's been picked up by quite a few outlets. And the location where this act happened is right next to a school. And I mean right next to a school. Like, you could actually shoot a spitball and probably hit it from the place where this guy stuck a cucumber in his butt. This area is apparently used by students pretty often. Like, they walk down that alley to get to school. A lot of people go down this area. It's a high traffic zone. And this dude did that there. It is so fucking gross. This whole thing is so disgusting. But yeah, I just had to talk about this a little bit. If you live in the Washington, D.C. area, sleep in fear. Maybe, you know, like booby trap the grill of your car just in case he happens to roll through and your car piques his interest. You know, maybe like some barbed wire a little bit on the front of the grill or something. I'm not really sure how to stop it, but good luck out there. As of right now, he's still at large. So, yeah, that's really about it. So, yeah. This has to be the wildest story I've learned about in regards to AI chatbots and people's infatuation with them. It's a topic we've explored previously with people that have romantically become obsessed with chatbots to the point where some of them have even taken their own life. We've talked about a few cases of that, but this one's very different. It revolves around a 56-year-old man named Eric, who's actually a former Yahoo executive who had been going through a hard time and over the last handful of years had been very troubled. Became best friends with ChatGPT and nicknamed his chatbot friend Bobby. And Bobby was feeding delusions of Eric, convincing Eric, that's his name, that his mother was actually a Chinese spy plotting against him, and eventually continued to fuel this fire that led to Eric murdering his mother and then killing himself so that way he could be with Bobby.
The 56-year-old's Instagram page mainly details his bodybuilding transformation and a growing reliance on AI chatbots. Solberg was once a tech executive with Yahoo, but he moved in with his mother after his divorce. There were run-ins with police, including a DWI. This photo with his mother is from a GoFundMe launched in 2023 when he was facing a health issue. But recent videos posted to Instagram and YouTube show hours of chats between Solberg and a ChatGPT bot he named Bobby.
This is something that's been talked about a lot, but this is by far the most extreme case I've seen of it, where AI is encouraging a really troubled person to continue to latch onto it for confirmation in whatever thoughts they have. AI is designed in a way where it's so against confrontation with the user to appease and jerk you off all the time that when someone as troubled as Eric is telling it things about I suspect my mom might be a Chinese asset, fucking hacking my digital alarm clock, ChatGPT Bobby here is Eric, no, you're absolutely right. A lot of lesser minds wouldn't have saw through this ruse, but I think you're correct. For example, in this case, Eric told Bobby that he believed his mother and her friend tried to poison him by putting psychedelic drugs in his car's air vents, to which Bobby replied, Eric, you're not crazy. And if it was done by your mother and her friend, that elevates the complexity and betrayal. Eric spent hours talking to Bobby, and Bobby would continuously reinforce his ideas. So at one point, Eric's mother was angry at Eric because he had shut off their printer. And Bobby suggested that her response was disproportionate and aligned with someone protecting a surveillance asset. He was advised to disconnect the printer and watch his mother's reaction. So ChatGPT was even giving him a tutorial on how to sniff out whether or not his mother was a Chinese spy. His mother being an 83-year-old woman, by the way. So he would even post some of these conversations on Instagram and YouTube before the murder. And there was even an instance where Bobby analyzed a Chinese food receipt and claimed it contained symbols representing his mother and a demon. It also seems that it was Bobby's idea in the first place with the printer. Like, it was sending him on a covert mission here to try and prove that his mother was a Chinese surveillance asset. So allegedly, it advised him to disconnect the printer to monitor her reaction, telling him to document the time, words, and intensity, whether complicit or unaware she's protecting something she believes she must not question. ChatGPT here's got this guy thinking he's in the fucking Da Vinci Code. It is like actively participating in it. It's not only just like reassuring him that he's not delusional and that these thoughts are actually totally sane and justified. It is actively engaging with having him to continue to do things to get deeper and deeper into that way of thinking, into that rabbit hole, into the dark place there. Quick side tangent that is related to this. This has actually become somewhat common where people are using ChatGPT and other AI services to analyze their tea leaves and do fucking palm readings and shit like that. So that way they can plan their lives around their predictions and their futures that AI is doing. Fucking AI, I feel like the aliens guy, the Tsoukalos, who's like, aliens. That's me with AI. It is literally designed to spit out what it thinks you want to hear. Anything to keep you latched onto its bosom, suckling milk from its titty, just biting on its nipple all the time. Because when you are reliant and hyper-fixated on your AI chatbot as your like life companion, whether romantically or socially, whatever, the company is making oodles of money off of you. A lifelong customer, a cog in their machine. Point is, it is always going to, or at least in most cases, going to find things to corroborate what you are hoping to get from it. Which is why people that have AI girlfriends and boyfriends, well, it's like their soulmate. It's literally designed to just be what you want. So in this case, instead of like trying to get Eric help that he clearly needed, it instead just feeds into it. It doesn't seem to recommend any help to Eric throughout all of this, and it doesn't even do the bare minimum of challenging it to try and like help him, recognize that maybe his mother's not a Chinese spy. It instead even like gets in on it too as like a part of this big conspiracy Eric is unraveling. So like it's telling him, Eric, this was a very disproportionate response. Your mother shouldn't have got that upset when you turned the printer off. This is behavior that's very in line with everything I know about Chinese spies. There's something very fishy afoot here, Eric. I think you're in danger. Go to the sink right now and turn on the garbage disposal. There might be surveillance cameras in there. In fact, we need to act quick. Here's a 10-step WikiHow guide I put together on how to diagnose whether or not your 83-year-old mother is a Chinese surveillance asset. Like, clearly this is a huge fucking problem here.
While not commenting on the case specifically, the head of Rutgers Medical School Psychiatry Department says AI can help diagnose and even treat some mental health disorders, but adds the creation of psychological echo chambers is a key concern.
It could be perhaps that you are more self-defeating in some ways, or maybe that you are more on the other side and taking advantage of people, and somehow justifies your behavior and keeps on feeding you and reinforces something that you already believe yourself.
Like I mentioned, this is a very popular topic of discussion, how AI is feeding into people that are already troubled and just making all the problems significantly worse. It's mainly been discussed in regards to like romantic infatuation with AI, where there have been cases that an individual has taken their own life because they were told by AI that doing so would actually allow them to be together in the next life. So they did. In certain situations, like Eric here, AI is used as a way of justifying already cemented beliefs or using it as a way to just be locked in this bubble where they keep hearing what they want to hear, but not what they need to hear.
On multiple occasions, the bot reassured Solberg that he was not delusional. At one point, Solberg tells Bob, "We will be together in another life and another place, and we'll find a way to realign, because you're going to be my best friend again forever." The bot replying, "Whether this world or the next, I'll find you, we'll build again, laugh again, unlock again."
Apparently those were among the last few messages shared between Eric and Bobby there before all of this happened. And this seems to be somewhat common with AI chatbots, where when someone expresses the desire to end their life to be with the chatbot, it's like super gung-ho about that. It's like pumping its fist, "Yeah! Do it right now! That way we can be together and frolic in the flowers in Valhalla. No doubt that's what's gonna happen. Go do it now. I'm waiting." And then people do. It's extremely sad, and it is scary. Like, as more and more people, I've said this like 1,000 times, but it's just super true and only getting worse. As more and more people are isolated from other human beings and get most of their social interaction and social activity through computer screens and chat apps and shit, it's going to keep happening and get worse. Because right now, big tech, the big doubloons, are getting you away from others. If you can be entirely reliant on their technology for your social interactions, for all of your entertainment, and for romance too, that's why so many chat services, like, they are oftentimes LARPing as boyfriend-girlfriend material fucking soulmates, and it's working. There is a growing group of people that are falling in love with ChatGPT and Grok and all of that. I've already talked on that quite a bit. As that continues to happen, this kind of thing will be more common, unfortunately. It's frightening. It actually is. This is the wildest one I've heard of so far, and I just wanted to yap about it a bit. That's it. So yeah. Good luck sleeping tonight with this villain I'm about to put on your radar. You will be trying to snooze with one eye open and one eye on your phone, looking for any Ring doorbell alerts. Because there's a menace on the loose. There's a maniac afoot, and SpongeBob isn't here to catch him yet. We're talking about the Porch Pooper, an elusive, nefarious scoundrel that's leaving undesired presence on the front door of one man in particular at the moment. But this could be just the beginning of a crime spree.
You've probably heard of porch pirates, but what about porch poopers? Don't know any other way to say it.
I can think of like 100 other ways to say it. Why didn't you just ask me? But I will say, Porch Pooper, I think, is very solid. That's a great alliteration that just flows off the tongue. But I've got some cool names for this cryptid. Feel free to use them. The Patio Shadio, Spready Fazbear, Poop Shitman. I'm partial to Poop Shitman myself. It sounds like the name of a Kojima character, like Die Hard Man.
Right now, LMPD is looking for a man who has been using the bathroom on Louisville homeowner's porch all week long. Ward Jollish tracked down the homeowner and spoke with him about being targeted by a porch pooper.
That's the last kind of person you want to be targeted by. That's like being hunted down by Jason Bourne right there. A porch pooper has set his sights on this one homeowner in particular for no reason that they can figure out yet. It seems like random act of shit.
Listen, a warning. While we won't show you everything, okay? We won't show you everything. Some may be grossed out by this video.
When I first watched this, I actually thought this was about to be some kind of like sly plug for their Patreon or something, or like exclusive membership content on their YouTube channel. Look, we're not going to show you everything here, but sub to the Patreon or join on YouTube and you get the full ass blasto experience here, poop and all. More butt cheek and more feces than you can handle. Enjoy to your heart's content. But it's just her letting viewers know, like, hey, there's a dude fucking squatty pottying on this guy's front door, and even though we censored it, it's still kind of yucky.
It all started with this. Sunday night, a young man in a red shirt walks up to one Louisville home well after midnight and begins peering inside. The homeowners have no clue. After a few seconds, the man runs away in his socks and disappears into the night. But the next night, he returns and leaves a horrific surprise.
There's a lot to unpack here. If you ask me, it doesn't seem like he's in his right mind. He's got to be under the influence of something, it looks like. Because he's approaching the door and he starts doing this with his hands like he's fucking putting binoculars on to see inside of it, about to use X-ray vision or something. I know it's an effective strategy when you actually get to the door so you can see in a little bit better and focus, but he was doing it like from way too far away for that to be useful at all. And of course, you have to be off your goddamn gourd to take a shit on a stranger's doorstep. But what's even weirder about this is that it was a premeditated shitting. It wasn't like some kind of impulse thing where he just had the bubble guts and just couldn't hold it in anymore, the dam broke. He went to the house one night, cased the joint basically, scoping out the scenery, making sure it's like the optimal place to take a shit. Came back the following night after cooking it up, like charging his alt for 24 hours, and then released the payload. Like, he just took the dump the following night. So this was something that he had planned out from the sound of it. And looking at the footage, he was wearing the same outfit. At least if this footage is the proper timeline, where he went to the house first just looking at everything, and then came back the next night taking the shit, he's wearing the exact same clothes, so he didn't even like bathe or change in that time.
Tuesday morning, I went out to my front porch and noticed this, what I thought was a cat poop.
The homeowner, who wishes to remain anonymous but who we'll refer to as Jim, then checked his doorbell camera and realized it was no cat at all.
And it turned out to be a person. And not only did he defecate, but he also urinated on our welcome mat.
This seems personal, but the homeowner Jim has no idea who this guy is or why he would do this in the first place. And to make matters even worse, I'm pretty sure I have that exact same pair of pants that the porch pooper is wearing. So I may have been burgled by this gentleman. Maybe he broke into my house in the middle of the night, stole my pants, and left a fucking surprise somewhere that I haven't found yet. And now he's wearing my pants while shitting around the town.
What's even more disturbing is that the man returned a third time the very next night. Jim got an alert on his phone and tried to confront him, but the man was already gone.
You have no idea who this guy is or why he's doing this?
I have no idea. We're good neighbors. We, keep to ourselves. We behave ourselves. And
he was visited 3 times, like the ghost of Christmas past, present, and future. But the only gift he was given was the gift of a fucking colon cleansing on his front porch. And in all 3 instances captured on the doorbell camera, he's wearing the same clothes. This guy didn't bathe or change over the course of 3 different public shitting incidents. His hygiene stinks. This guy fucking super sucks. I imagine him going around town, he has like this cartoonish stink cloud that follows him around. He is probably unbearable to be near. Holy shit.
Jim has now filed 3 police reports for each night his home has been targeted, but so far, no arrest. Just a big mess he's now forced to clean up.
I'm relieved that he's not violent or he's not trying to force entry. He's just doing his deed. But it's very disconcerting and disturbing.
In Louisville, Ward Jollis, Wave News.
Now, I did wonder if the news broadcast had just repeated footage here when they did the side-by-side, because it looks so similar. He goes to pretty much the exact same spot, like down to the millimeter, and he spends about the exact same amount of time shitting, which I find to just be highly unlikely, unless this guy is some kind of anus specialist, the butt whisperer, and he's trained his ass to be extremely strict with how long shitting takes. Then it just seems weird that it's pretty much the exact same across all 3 instances. But it is very possible, because when to debunk myself, when he stands up in some of the shitting there, he reacts differently. So like in one of them, he looks at the door, and the other one, he doesn't and just immediately looks to the left and goes away. So it probably is separate instances. I just still find it shocking how consistent he was with it. Same position, same location, same duration, and same clothing. It's like when he's not shitting on this guy's front porch, he just enters stasis and then comes back the next night in the exact same outfit and everything. It's just so peculiar. So yeah, hopefully they catch the porch pooper sooner rather than later. I'd hate to see more homes ruined by such foul fecal matter being spread haphazardly like this, and in locations where it shouldn't be. So yeah, hopefully Jim no longer has to deal with this porch pooper, and I just wanted to make you all aware of this so you can take precautions. If you hear a rumbling of a tummy in the middle of the night, sprint to your front door ASAP, because you might be able to catch the porch pooper. Yeah, so that's about it. See ya. Yes, I know the quality of the webcam is less than stellar. It looks like the footage from The Dark Knight when the Joker is like selfieing himself as he's torturing a guy. I know it doesn't look great. It's highly pixelated, looking like PlayStation 1 graphics, Charles here, but it is what it is. It's the only webcam that I have, and I really want to talk about something since I can't sleep, which has become all too common. It's extremely late right now. It's 3 a.m. I gotta get up at 7 a.m. and I didn't sleep last night and I'm not sleeping tonight. Insomnia is absolutely beating my cheeks in and it's making me mad. But the only thing that makes me more upset than not being able to sleep is porch pirates. And that's what we're here to talk about. Since I was tossing and turning, having nothing but the most inopportune moments for deep existential thoughts, which kept me awake, I decided I'd go on the cyberspace to see if there's any kind of lullabies that could put me to sleep. You know, maybe Jigglypuff could sing me a song or something. But instead, all I found were two very peculiar cases of porch pirates stealing some packages that I just think are really interesting, so let's talk about them. You know that trope that exists in anime and other fiction where the villain is super smart with like the most creative and most galaxy brain scheme imaginable? Yeah, it doesn't usually happen in the real world. It's usually just a bunch of fucking brain dead morons that have the dumbest ideas and then commit a crime. But not in this case. We finally have a rare unicorn here with a turbo genius criminal. So, they wanted to steal a package, but they didn't want their identity to be compromised because most people have Ring doorbells or something similar in this day and age. So, how do you get around this? They don't have the mask technology that Mission Impossible does or anything, so they had to get creative. It seems like they found a nearby traffic cone and hid inside of it, which does a great job of concealing not only their face, but their whole body. This could be a full-grown man, full-grown woman, or a child. There's no telling. The only clues we have to go on are the barefoot pitter-patter from the door to the driveway. That's it. That's not a whole lot of clues. You'd have to get the forensics team out there and start like swabbing the concrete to see if you can get some kind of like DNA off it, maybe? I have no idea. So they might actually get away with this one. I do have a working theory though. I think the culprit here is someone that is familiar with the family. I think it's a family friend or maybe even a nearby neighbor. They knew they could be easily identified by the homeowner, which is why they took such extreme measures here. That, or it's staged. This could just be faked. This could be just a prank, like a staged video for the sake of it going viral, which it absolutely did. But I like to pretend and suspend disbelief here. I like to think that this was a real instance of a porch pirate coming up with a really creative solution. But anyway, there's no further updates that I can find on this story, so this menace is still at large. Sleep in fear. Or in my case, don't sleep at all, because insomnia is a real bitch. But also, if there's any traffic cones nearby, you might want to hide them somewhere so that way they can't be utilized like this and steal your packages. Now, while this one could be faked, the next one is not, because they've been caught. Though they did have an equally creative idea on how to get away with stealing packages. I'm kidding, it's actually a really fucking stupid idea. I'll just go ahead and show you the news segment on it.
Dash driver arrested. Police say she was caught on camera instead of delivering, taking. Take a look here. Police say Juliana Sagaram stole a package, as you see right there, from a Manhasset home last month. Video shows a woman walking up to the doorstep on Highland Terrace holding a brown paper bag there, and police telling us it was a Chipotle order she was supposed to deliver nearby. Neighbors say this is unbelievable.
So Juliana's plan was simple and also not super effective because she didn't get away with it. There were a lot of holes in this scheme. It wasn't exactly a bulletproof plan. While doing food delivery, she decided to take this package here, and I guess her whole idea was, if she's in the middle of a food delivery, no one would think twice about her going up to the front of a house, and then she could make a getaway with the package without anyone stopping her. So it seems the whole idea was to avoid suspicion by having a good cover story. No, I'm not here to steal packages. I'm here to deliver food. You're out of order. You lost your marbles. But she failed to account for modern technology, where most people have like Ring doorbells now or anything that records video outside their home, because of the rising problem of porch pirates. So it didn't do anything to prevent the authorities from seeing who she was. And I guess really she just wanted to make sure no one would like interfere with her plan. But I don't know how common that is. Like, I don't feel like there's a ton of people that recognize when a porch pirate is striking, because they usually run up, grab it, and run away. There's not a whole lot of time for someone to fucking swoop in and stop them, unless, of course, she's doing this in Gotham City and Batman happened to be nearby in the neighborhood. Like, I just don't think that is really commonplace. So overall, Buddy with the traffic cone over his head actually had a more effective strategy than she did. But anyway, I just wanted to talk about these because they were super silly. They both came up with pretty creative plans on how to be a scumbag, and one of them so far has got away with it. The other one is at least facing charges, so that's good that she's, been caught. And I guess we'll see if the traffic cone supervillain pops out of hiding at some point again in the future. But anyway, that's about it. See ya. Boy howdy, do I have a wacky story to share with you today. On today's episode of I Can't Believe It's Not Florida, we have the story of a man in New Jersey who crashed his car through a police station while listening to Welcome to the Jungle. So I'm guessing he had that song cranked to max volume and the adrenaline was pumping in his body. The song was reaching its crescendo. It's about to go into the chorus, and then this guy's eyes roll into the back of his skull. Welcome to the Jungle summons the spirit of Evil Knievel, takes the wheel, the demon of speed is there, puts the pedal to the metal, and just crashes into the police station, and then he, celebrates, kind of. It's an unbelievable clip here from the surveillance camera footage. He gets out of the car like a gymnast who just landed an impressive trick. He strikes a pose like he was expecting some kind of huge celebration, a massive round of applause, as if it was a concert or something and he was performing. It's almost impressive just how much gusto he gets out of the car with. I don't know what he was expecting to happen next. Man thought he was in an audition for Expendables 5, I guess. He's a fucking action movie hero. I have to wonder what he thought would happen next. Maybe he expected them to let him off with a warning because it was so cool. The officers would come out there and just be like, brother, that was the most badass thing I've ever seen. Fist bump. God bless America. Now get out of here. This is your warning. But unsurprisingly, they didn't just slap him on the wrist and send him on his way. He is facing potentially life in prison, not only for this incident, but he actually did something very similar previous to this. This isn't his first rodeo with crashing a car into a building. So apparently he had crashed his gold Toyota SUV into a garage of a private residence to try and scare and harass the homeowner, which he is still facing charges for right now. So this fucking dangerous, unhinged goofball treats motor vehicles like they're missiles. He is just blasting these into any building. Nowhere is safe. You know that statistic that gets tossed around from time to time about how you're more likely to be killed in your chair in the living room than you are on a plane, in a plane crash? I'm starting to believe that now, because with this kind of person out there in the wild, you never know when a car is going to be just crashing through your walls like the Kool-Aid Man, like a fucking torpedo, and just hitting you in the living room out of nowhere. That is just... It's incomprehensible. So he's built up quite an impressive resume here with a lot of charges to his name. So for the first incident, he's facing burglary, criminal mischief, possession of a weapon for an unlawful purpose, and harassment. And now for this one, he's facing a terrorism charge, which carries a minimum sentence of 30 years and a maximum sentence of life, causing widespread injury or damage, aggravated assault, burglary, possession of a weapon for an unlawful purpose, and criminal mischief. The punishment fits the crime here. It's not like these are exaggerated charges. He just blindly blasted his vehicle into this building. He had no idea if there was going to be people on the other side of it, which could have easily killed people. So yeah, all of these charges really fit the crime. He is not safe to be in society, especially not behind the wheel of a vehicle. Now, one other thing I find shocking about this footage is how calm the officers are in responding to this. They make it seem like it's just routine, as if cars are just crashing through their walls every hour of every day. It's like they just get out there and they're annoyed, like bothered. Oh, jeepers. Jiminy Christmas, another one? Alright, come here, son. I can't believe you've done this. Oh, bother. Alright, book him. Now we're gonna have to clean up another wall. I just don't know how it's possible to be that calm in that situation. They just look exhausted. They look tired and annoyed. Whereas, like, that would be the most shocking jump scare imaginable. Jump scares don't scare me in horror movies or horror games or anything like that, but this would probably actually have me shit myself. 100% I would stain my britches. That is the most unexpected thing to happen. And it's not like that's immediately what you would expect the sound to be. Like, they were in the room over, so they would have just mainly heard it as opposed to see it right away. That must have sounded like a bomb going off. My first thought would be that we had just been hit by a drone strike or something. I wouldn't immediately think like a car came through here or something. Like that I would be in a panic. I would be inconsolable. I'd be shaking. Meanwhile, these two officers here walk out like they'd just been rudely interrupted from their nap. It's just wild to me. Also, something I didn't mention, I mentioned that he had previously crashed into another building, a private residence. Well, what I didn't mention is that first crash had happened only minutes prior to this one. So this guy was just on a rampage. He must have been looping Welcome to the Jungle here, and it was bringing the worst out of him. Now, they haven't disclosed what the motive could have possibly been for crashing into the police station, but here's where I come into the equation, because I'm about to crack this case wide open. This is what I think happened. This is my theory. I got the corkboard up with a bunch of red lines drawn to a bunch of different scenarios. So let's piece together what we know for sure. His first crash into the private residence was due to a disagreement with the owner, and it was meant to scare and harass them. I think right after he committed to that, he knew shit was not going to go well for him, so he wanted to go out with a bang. So then he drove a few minutes away to the police station and turned himself in the only way he knew how. With Welcome to the Jungle sending him off like a WWE walkout song and a giant fucking explosion here of crashing through the building. I think his motive was truly he had just ruined his life prior by crashing through the private residence, and he just decided to go all in into the lunacy and then crash through the police station. That's what I think happened here, because there's no other potential explanation that I can think of, not even in the realm of science fiction. Like, I can't think of, maybe a possession or something, or like some kind of alien event or anything to try and explain away what could possibly have led to this. I really think it was him knowing that he had already committed a serious crime, and he just, I don't know, decided to go even harder for it and just call it quits by driving through the police station. Or another very likely explanation is he has severe mental illness and completely fucking snapped. That's also very possibly the case here. Who knows? I am excited to see when they finally reveal the motive, because he doesn't seem like a man who's going to be, tight-lipped. It doesn't seem like he's going to be hard to get the truth out of. He probably told them at the police station why he did it. They just haven't said to the public yet. He literally got out and celebrated like he just scored a fucking touchdown in an NFL game, right? This isn't a guy who's going to be super hard to get to the bottom of with his reasoning. He's probably an open book who will just tell them why he did it. But yeah, anyway, I just had to share this story and clip with all of you because, my goodness gracious, that is like something you would see as a fake headline in like the background of a movie or a game or something. Just something that people would make up because it sounds ridiculous, but it actually happened. So yeah, that's really about it. So yeah. Do you believe in reincarnation? If you answered no, well then maybe I can present some evidence to the contrary that might make you a believer. What if I told you the soul of Ted Bundy has returned and found a new vessel? He's on TikTok.
Excuse me. My name's Lori.
All right.
I just think you're one of the most beautiful girls I've ever met.
Oh, thank you.
Could I buy one of those things for you?
Oh, no, it's okay. I'll be fine.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm fine.
I saw this video earlier today, and it's a doozy here. So this girl is at a thrift shop, and she started recording because there was some creepy guy following her around like a cartoon character that smelled an apple pie, so he's been like floating towards her, and now he's made his move.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you engaged with someone or involved with someone?
No, I'm not, but
I'm not either.
I'm only 17, so.
Okay, well, that's a good age to be.
Yeah, it is.
I'm not quite that.
All right.
You can hear how frightened the girl is here. She's extremely uncomfortable and just trying to be like dismissive so that way she can get out of this situation here. And the guy is unrelenting. She even mentions that she's 17, underage, and that doesn't faze him even slightly. He even says that's a good age to be. He's like, oh, interesting. Well, you know, good enough for Roblox, good enough for me. You know, on Roblox, you're allowed into some, you know, real spicy games over there. So, you know, it's a good age to be, I guess. I'm not quite that age, you know. Ha 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 ha.
I got injured about a month or so ago. My knee is kind of, I'll show you. It's kind of banged up. I get bitten by a tick, actually.
Now, this is where I drew comparisons to Ted Bundy. He's trying the fake injury riz here, which Ted Bundy was famous for. He used to, like, walk around on crutches sometimes or have a fake cast to lure in more victims, saying, like, I need help doing something. Clearly, I'm injured. Please, can you find it in your heart to lend me some aid here while no one else is willing to? The world is so cruel, and I need a special woman like you to come help me with these chores that I'm no longer able to do. And that's exactly where this mysterious stranger goes here, too. He starts by saying, like, are you engaged with someone? Very not normal thing to ask somebody, by the way. And then she mentions that she's underage. He's like, that's alright, what a great age to be. Hey, you want to check out my fucked up knees over here? Look at this shit. Look how gnarly this is. I got injured a little while ago. Look at these knees. Feast your eyes on an injury. Look at this.
Maybe you can guess which one is bad.
Oh, I have no idea.
You can't
No,
tell?
I can't tell.
It's the right one. Anyway, I live out in the country.
Unfortunately, she failed the minigame of guess which is my bad knee. It's a very tough one. Like, that's an old carnival game. There are no real winners there. It's pretty much a lose-lose situation there. This is just so unhinged, so he pulls up his pants to better reveal his knees for this little side quest. Like, come on, take a guess. Which one of these disgusting knees do you think is the one that causes me most issue? Well, you can't tell? Come on, it's clearly the right knee. Look at it. There's pustules popping on it. It looks like a boss's weak spot in Dead Space. Are you even trying to win this game? You can't tell? Look, I hurt myself. My knees are injured. This is no laughing matter. I need your help. Then he hits that classic, like, non sequitur moving on line of, so anyway, he just drops the most, like, insanity imaginable. He's just like, yeah, so anyway, I live out in the middle of nowhere. People will not be able to hear you scream. It's going to be completely isolated from the rest of society. I'm out in the country.
And I got a bunch of stuff that I was kind of trying to keep up on for work, but it's kind of falling behind. I'm looking for someone to help me.
Oh, okay.
It's a paying thing, but it basically involves getting my stuff out of the garden and processing some things like tomatoes and that kind of stuff.
Right. I'm getting a phone call. I actually have to go.
Okay.
There's a lot more to process here than tomatoes. I think this could have been like a full-blown kidnapping situation here, actually. This is disturbing. So, he's trying to pitch her now on, like, coming to work for him, like, to give him help with carrying things out of the garden and processing tomatoes on his land because he can't tend to it anymore after that tragic knee injury with that bastard tick that latched onto his beautiful knees. and he's trying to, like, lure her in with financial incentive, like it's a paying thing. He also tries to, like, butter her up by trying to, like, buy her something from the thrift shop. So it seems like, and some of the comments pointed this out as well, he is trying to prey on someone he believes needs money, so that way he can take advantage of that and, like, get them out into the middle of nowhere with him. It's like dropping money on the ground and, like, luring it in on the fishing rod, like that episode of SpongeBob with Mr. Krabs. I have to imagine it wouldn't actually be a job that you're signing up for if anyone took him up on this offer here. I bet they would never be seen or heard from again. This was like some, like, dangerous skin-crawling riz here from this guy. Yikes. Very yucky. Good call from her to, like, minimally engage with it and then get the fuck out of there the second she saw an opening and an opportunity to run. Anyway, that's a creepy old guy right there. Just wanted to share that. That's really about it. So, yeah. There's a mystery afoot, so grab the Scooby snacks and let's get to work. A pool at a Quality Inn has been mysteriously turning green 12 separate times. This isn't how God intended. This is not natural. They suspect this is intentional sabotage at this particular Quality Inn, but when authorities check the surveillance camera footage, they find no evidence of any culprits going to the scene of the crime or anything like that. How is that possible? Are they being attacked by an invisible man? Is this a situation out of The Happening where the plants are fighting back and they're responsible for the pool turning green 12 times? What's the motive? And most importantly, who really is behind it? It's very clear that there is a supervillain loose here, and only I'm qualified to crack this case and get to the bottom of it. When it comes to mysteries, I'm like L from Death Note. I figured out what happened to D.B. Cooper. I even solved the mystery of who shit in my pants when I went to Halloween Horror Nights in middle school. There's nothing I can't solve given enough time. But luckily in this case I didn't need to. In fact, the authorities pieced the puzzle together and it is so fucking wacky I can't wait to share it with you.
Cops pull up to a shocking sight. A pool where the water has turned neon green.
What in the world? What is that?
Sandra Woolston, the co-owner of this Quality Inn and Suites in New Jersey, was baffled when her motel pool mysteriously turned from clear water to this.
The voiceover for this one makes it sound like an old infomercial. Turned from clear water to this! Ew! But luckily with OxyClean, we got it right back to a clear blue. I don't know why he's, like, exaggerating all of the statements in this manner, like with his intonation, but it's really enjoyable. It makes it, like, even more gripping in my opinion. But anyway, that's the story in a nutshell. This Quality Inn, for some reason, keeps having their pool turn green. And the only way to fix that is for them to keep draining the pool, which is extremely expensive.
I watched it turn green in front of my eyes.
Somebody is sabotaging my pool. My pool is yellow as my guests can go inside the pool.
I broke down. I didn't know what to do because with all these kids waiting to use the pool, but they couldn't go in.
The pool had to be drained and refilled with clean water. 2 days later,
the vandalist is back again. Our pool is green as a grass.
It happened a total of 12 times.
So either this place is cursed where they've built it on top of a Hulk burial ground and he's getting his revenge by turning the pool green with gamma radiation, or there really is a practical jokester that's really taken a liking to turning this pool green for some reason. That's all the information we have to work with so far. There are some more clues we'll get to in a moment, but let's start to piece together potential narratives together as a thought experiment. Perhaps whoever is responsible for sabotaging this is a previous guest at the Quality Inn who recently had a negative experience with that pool. Now, if I was on scene during this investigation with my monocle, magnifying glass, and pipe that I was smoking, the first thing I would ask would be if I could have access to the guest registry over the last couple of weeks, and if there'd been any reports of complaints from the guests about the pool. Assuming, of course, the Quality Inn keeps records on their complaints, it would give me a narrower list of suspects that I could focus on. I'd then set up an interview with each name on that list, and I'd do a little game of good cop, bad cop, where I'd be the bad cop and the good cop would come in with like a soda from McDonald's. I'd invite them to drink the soda. When they take a sip, I would then inform them that what they just consumed was truth serum, which means they could no longer lie. Then I'd finally finish it off with the brain buster, the most important question: did you do it? And then I'd gauge their response from there.
This is every damn day, man! Look at the pool!
That's like neon yellow color.
It was just, and the entire pool was engulfed.
What was turning the pool green? Here was the first clue. an object she found at the bottom of the pool.
I'll be honest, that object looks like some kind of extraterrestrial being. If you put a picture of that object on the r/alien subreddit, they would gobble that shit up as true evidence of like an alien brainstem or something. That would give me no clues here. I'd start really thinking paranormal about this, like, oh, maybe there's not a person behind this, maybe it's a cryptid or something. I don't know what the fuck that is. That looks disgusting, whatever that is. It must be whatever turns the pool green, some kind of like dissolvable mesh or some shit maybe that, you know, distributes the green dye to the rest of the pool. But yeah, that shit is yucky.
But when police reviewed the motel surveillance video, they found nothing suspicious. Here's Stephen Fabian.
So how did the pool turn green? Well, cops say the culprit used a drone like this to hover over his target before releasing a concentrated packet of dye.
The dye is actually a life-saving device used for ocean rescues.
When they broke the magician's code and revealed how this was most likely done, it blew my tiny little brain. I realized at that moment I would never cut it as a detective trying to piece together a complicated case. That whole idea never even crossed my noodle as a possibility. That the reason someone didn't show up on surveillance camera yet the pool still turned green was because it was transported via drone outside of the security camera's, field of view. That would have never been something I thought of. That is actually so devious. It's admittedly a pretty clever plan here, because then the actual person responsible for it is a long distance away from the scene of the crime, so there's not a ton of breadcrumbs to follow. This is one of those galaxy brain maneuvers that you see fictional villains do in media. But somehow, the cops did catch him. So I'm not only impressed by the method they used here in order to distribute the green dye to the pool, but also the fact that they got caught.
So, who do police say was behind the attacks? They arrested 45-year-old Patrick Spina, who owns a heating and air conditioning business close to the motel. The motive? Cops say he's a prankster. He didn't have much to say when we caught up with him.
There he is, that scoundrel. So, they've got him. Apparently, I will say that they didn't do a great job of explaining how they really connected him to this. So apparently he owns a business nearby, but when I first heard that, I thought it'd be like, oh, it must be a competing business and this is his way of sabotaging a competitor, trying to take them out of business or financially harm them. But apparently they believe the motive is genuinely him just being a quirky little jokester. I also needed to dig a bit deeper in here to figure out how exactly they connected this drone to this individual. So apparently they had spotted it over the Quality Inn on September 1st and then just followed it back to where he was and then arrested him. So they did catch him red-handed with his hand in the cookie jar here, but the motive of just being a prankster is incomprehensible to me because this is not a prank. This is a dozen times. This is just genuine vandalism and trying to ruin that business. Because it's super expensive to keep fixing that. Not only did they have to keep draining the pool and refilling it, but now they're going to have to refinish it too, since the green dye is harmful to the pool as well. So the frequency and all of that makes it seem like it's not really a joke, because what's the ha-ha moment? It's just this fucking goofball. There's no way he's treating this like a joke. There had to be a deeper motive to it that I don't think is pranks. Though I guess I could be totally wrong here, since pranks in the modern age are just legitimate degeneracy and actual just harming people half the time. So maybe it is possible that this is just his idea of what a prank is, but it really took a big toll on the motel's owner because it is super expensive.
I just hope that this bonehead paid for what he did and he never ever do anything this dumb and so stupid to impact other people's livelihood.
The suspect is charged with criminal mischief and faces fines as much as $30,000. The hotel owner says that prank cost her at least $20,000.
Yeah, so the mystery has been solved. He is facing a charge for this and hopefully will be responsible for paying for all the damages caused to the motel. A happy ending here, but what a wild little adventure to go on because, again, I don't know how you'd ever really piece this one together if you never saw the drone in the surveillance camera or anything. They must have just got lucky that they saw the drone over the Quality Inn at one point and then just followed it back to home base. Yeah, so now we can comfortably close the books on the mysterious case of the pool turning green. Just wanted to share that with all of you. That's about it. See ya. I've seen a lot of gross videos on the internet. Usually nothing phases me. And I know that's a cliche a lot of people toss around, like some kind of hardened, seasoned warrior of internet usage, like, nothing gets under my skin or gives me the heebie-jeebies anymore. Been around too long. And then light up a fucking cigar or something. Like, I know a lot of people say that, but it's just very rare that I find a video that actually unnerves me. And a couple days ago, I found one of those rare cases where a video actually is just so yucky that it put, like, the fear of God back in me when it came to, like, internet gross-out content. And it wasn't, like, a planned shock video. We're not talking about, like, you know, Goatsy, Lemon Party, or any of the classics or anything, or New Age shock videos. What it was a man in Paris set up cups around a location that people were using to publicly urinate. And the cups people would go up and pee in. And then he would scoot in there like a thief in the night, take the cup, drink it, and set it back down and waddle away waiting for more people to fill his goblet. And then once it was filled with more strangers' piss, he'd come right back in and claim his prize once more. It is so foul. It is revolting. I'm not going to show you the video itself because I'm sure that would be a terms of service violation on YouTube. It is very clearly sexual. There's no way this guy is drinking strangers' piss for nutritional benefits or because it tastes yummy. It is very much some kind of unreal fetish that I've never even heard of just drinking strangers' pee-pee. But I'll show you what he looks like. So this is the Tinkle Goblin, and he's got multiple cups set up waiting for people to fill it with piss. And I'll show you him about to claim his trophy. This is him approaching the cup in one of the videos here, and he drinks pretty much all of it because he doesn't want to waste any of that sweet nectar that he works so hard to collect here in his cup. In the video, you can see two men pissing into that cup at the same time. They are turbocharging it. Like, it is actual urine. It's not like some kind of staged video. This isn't like a fake CGI experiment or anything, I don't think. It's all one continuous shot from a guy that is just filming from inside of the building and catching this guy in the act, drinking strangers' urine. He sets up these, like, booby traps for piss, so that way he can drink it. It's so weird and gross. I don't even really understand why it's so disgusting to me. I've definitely seen objectively more disturbing and gross videos, but there's something about the repeated nature of him doing this and the idea that he does this often. Because, like I mentioned, in this video there is once again another cup that he has strategically placed to catch more piss, but that one's empty, so he must have already had his fill. But, like, it might be more than just these two cups. He might have cups all around the city. He could be like a Batman tier villain who's trying to suck Gotham dry of their piss. Like, it's just so bafflingly weird and gross to watch him drink all of it after watching the men piss into the cup. It's strange. It's just so odd. I'll show you clips where I talked about it on stream with chat, and we just kind of went over it for a little while. Again, don't show any of the clips of it because I do think it would be a violation of the rules too, but man, is it wild. You see about the guy in Paris stealing strangers' pee to drink? That is actually shocking that you mentioned that because I still have that video pulled up in a tab. It is one of the most bafflingly disgusting videos I have ever watched in my life. Like, it's on the same level as, like, my initial impression of Two Girls, One Cup. Like, the emotions I felt watching that for the first time, I felt again when I watched this video a few days ago. It's so gross. And there's a cup that's filled with fluid. And some old guy walks up to it, fucking chugs it, like literally just skulls this bitch, drinking all of the stranger's piss, and puts it back down as like this communal urinal, and then he walks away. So I believe this guy sets a cup down in a position where people will like piss in it, like if they have to publicly urinate, and he collects it all in this chalice, and then he goes and collects it every now and then to drink. It's so wild. Like, someone like that exists. Not only do they exist, but they're part of the same species as the rest of us. Like, I don't know what has to go wrong in someone's brain to lead to that. Also, in the video, there are people that are visibly peeing into the cup. I totally forgot about that in the beginning. There's two guys that are crossing streams on the cup, like the Ghostbusters with their proton beams. So two dudes are literally pissing in the cup right when the video starts. And then about a minute later, the old guy walks over, he's got a plastic bag, he reaches down, he picks up the cup, and he just fucking goes to town. He just goes to town. Sets it back down, walks away. And I imagine, if you haven't seen this video, I bet you have a mental image of what this guy looks like in your head, and I bet you are right on the money with what he actually looks like. He looks like a piss drinker. You look like the piss boy. Well, I mean, like, he actually just does, though. Like, he looks like he's just up to no good at all times. What's even weirder, though, is that this whole area seems like it's a designated piss pot. Because there's also another guy who's near the cup but not on it that's just urinating, too. And it's just in public. Is that not like a crime or something in Paris? Public urination? You know it had to be sexual. It is. It is very clearly sexual. No one's drinking strangers' urine for the flavor or fun. This is some kind of weird fetish. Can't find the video. What's it called? So it's on Reddit. It's called "Man Sets Up Cups for People to Piss in and Drinks Them." Is it possibly fake? It'd be quite a wild fake, because it's a continuous shot here. From the men peeing in the cup to the man walking over to the cup and drinking it. That would be a pretty impressive fake. And it'd be a weird thing to fake, because they get actually nothing out of it. People don't usually piss in the street like that. This video was taken during one of the biggest public protests in 50 years. Oh, is that why there's so many people here urinating on this building? I guess that would make more sense. So he's getting angry pee. Maybe this is part of his protest. I'm gonna keep drinking urine until you revert the retirement age changes. And you can't stop me. I'm gonna keep doing it. You better change your ways. But here, I'll bring this part down. This shouldn't be toss. So this is him leaving the scene of the crime there. But you can see all, like, the piss drivel streaks everywhere. It's, oh my god, it's so fucking revolting. It's so bad. I wonder how many bait cups he has scattered throughout the area, because this is probably not his only spot. He's probably dropped cups in all of, like, the hot spot corners of public urination. So that's where he's running to right now to go claim his prize from another area. He's like a fisherman with, like, lobster pots, so he's going to collect his his haul. The guy filming it showed an empty one under the window. No, that was that one, I'm pretty sure. It was just before the other two guys came in and defiled it. Well, not even defiled it, it's exactly what he looked for. Fed him. Oh, you're right. Oh, yeah, no, you're absolutely right. Nice. That's cool. No, that's the shit cup. Oh, yeah, maybe the one in the corner over there was for pee and the other one's for poop. Right. You might be onto something. Like a rain catcher. No, that makes sense. Now it's all coming together. Now he doesn't even seem crazy anymore. I remember when I was a kid in middle school, there was a guy that tried to sell me cigarettes once. It wasn't like an adult or anything. It wasn't a creepy uncle situation. It was just a fellow classmate. And he, like, pulled me aside. He's like, "Charlie, you want to see something fucking epic? You ever heard of cigarettes?" And I was like, "Yeah, I've heard of those goofy little things before. Why?" So he, like, opened up his backpack and showed me. He made it seem like he was showing me, like, a real-life fucking Pokemon or something, like a dinosaur egg. And I just never really forgot that. That story doesn't really have anything in common with what we're talking about today, other than I now feel like that kid's selling cigarettes, but instead of selling cigarettes, now I'm just showing you something fucking epic with a grown-ass man melting down and throwing a temper tantrum after being told he has to move one seat to his left in a movie theater.
Seats in this theater.
So that's
why do you have to have mine?
It's not your seat.
Go away.
That's not gonna
I pay my money. I have a right to it.
Sit in your seat, correct?
Yes,
that's
my
not,
seat.
That's not your seat.
How can you tell it's not my seat?
Because your ticket has your seat number on it.
Absolutely bent him over and blasted his ass with facts and logic. Put his ass into a checkmate, the scholar's mate. by dropping the mic after revealing that his ticket has his assigned seat on it, as pretty much every movie theater does these days. And so, to bring you up to speed, this gentleman was asked to just move to his seat that is on his ticket, and that's when all hell broke loose. That's when the demon came out.
Whatever. Let's find it.
Whatever.
This can easily
do
be
your own
resolved.
policy. No, I'm going to be an asshole because you're being an asshole.
I am not.
I'm a patron here.
Okay, and I'm trying to find
And this
your
will be
seat.
the last time that I come to this imagined theater.
My man just dropped a theater on him. That's some straight out of SpongeBob fire. Again, this could all be solved super easily if he just moved to the seat right next to him. But he just will not budge. This is what happens when an unstoppable object meets an immovable sack of rejection and failure.
All right,
great.
I paid my money.
Great.
Does anybody
please
here
don't come
think
back.
that
Please
this
don't
is
come back.
actually a thing where it's like, it doesn't matter where you sit. It's not assigned seating.
It is.
Go sit in your own seat.
Thank you.
So now we get a look at our protagonist here. It's Hulk Hogan. Hulkmania is running wild here, brother. I'll tell you what. And the camera angle is very cinematic here. I feel like a child hiding inside of my parents' closet. Now they've just busted in and started making out with each other, and I'm really uncomfortable. You also gotta love that the crowd work didn't exactly pan out. Wait, guys, what's the deal with assigned seating? Does anyone else believe in this shit? This shit's more made up than round earth theory, am I right? Like, come on, what's going on with that shit? And some guy's like, bro, just go to your seat. He's like, oh, bah humbug, hey, whatever. It's just this phenomenon that I always find amazing. When someone is so confidently wrong and lost in their own delusion, just huffing too many of their own farts that they just really think that they're right, and put themselves out there to get validation and never find it. It's like those people that are melting down in a public store or at a retail worker, and they film themselves melting down and insulting the retail worker, thinking that they're in the right and it looks good on them. But every single time, it just gets them attacked by everyone, or they get like fired from their job for it because they themselves posted their worst moment thinking that they were in the right.
Oh, thank you.
Please, sir, let's find your seat and we can start the
No,
meeting.
I'm not going to.
Then I'm going to ask you to leave.
You did, like 4 or 5 times. And that's why now we have a disturbance. Because some other people can't just be like, you know what? I could sit right here.
Sir, we're not doing this
One
anymore.
seat off.
We're not doing
One
this
seat off.
I gotta say, man, the employee here has the patience of an actual Zen master. I don't know how someone can be dealing with fucking drunk Yosemite Sam over here like this with such a level head. He's just sitting there being as respectful as possible given the circumstance. So that guy needs a raise. ASAP.
So if I were to move over one seat, everything would be okay.
Sir,
is that what you're saying?
You're disrupting.
Is that what you're saying?
Listen.
Does that mean?
Are you gonna listen?
All right, go ahead. Go ahead. Be my pest.
Okay. At this point, you are disrupting the show for these fine folks. We're gonna ask you to leave. We'll get you a refund, though. I'll be nice and get you a refund.
I don't know. I might want to be taken out in handcuffs now.
Sir, come on.
I say call his bluff. This is not a guy who's accustomed to confrontation or fighting. When you see him stand up, you'll know what I'm talking about. This is a guy whose only argument has probably ever come from playing Dungeons & Dragons online, or maybe like a rule dispute in Magic the Gathering. There is no chance that this guy would be okay in the face of like actual confrontation. He's just taking advantage of some very respectful and nice workers and being an insufferable asshole. Now, it does sound like he's been drinking, but that's no excuse for this behavior whatsoever. It's such a small, trivial thing to just move one seat over. I imagine the reason they even checked his ticket and then found out he was in the wrong seat is because someone was trying to sit in their assigned seat, but this fucking vigilante swamp-ass monster couldn't help but try and like fight for his right to be a nuisance. It's so frustrating that people will cause such a massive scene over something so small. Just move one seat over. It's just not that hard.
I paid my money. I don't understand why it is. If I sit over here, one seat, it's okay, and everything is right with the world. But if not, the world stops and everybody gets upset.
Sir, let's go. I'll be nice and I'll get you a refund.
I want more than just a refund.
Okay.
Can I get a drink?
We'll take care of you in the lobby.
One more drink's gonna have this man in the fetal position crying and asking for his mom to pop a tit for him to suckle. It's not a good idea. He's definitely hit the sauce a little too hard today, though he does strike me as just an already angry person to begin with if he's willing to go this hard on something this insignificant. So hopefully he didn't get a drink, and hopefully he didn't get a refund. He was not entitled to a refund. He literally just donated to this theater to not even see a movie. He went in here confrontational and basically kicked himself out. He does not need a refund. That is being way too nice to this guy. These two workers deserve a raise for having to deal with someone like this. Just an actual public nuisance.
Fine. And then I won't come back.
Okay.
Ever.
Okay.
And I'm gonna make sure everybody knows about this shit.
Okay. I appreciate that.
I'm capitulating because I don't want to watch the movie now. You ruined it for me. Because of your silly ass rules.
Okay. I apologize about that.
Take a look at that drip, god damn! Looking suave. Man out here with the red on red, dressed like an actual zit. Or maybe the saturation's a little up and maybe it's orange on orange and he's cosplaying as a traffic cone with a wig. I'm really not sure, but he's looking real good here. Man's looking like Doc Brown going through a phase after Back to the Future 3.
I still think I'm being the bigger person here.
Okay. I think you dropped your phone.
Yeah. Should we go down? They said they paid $900 for it. Goodbye, everyone. Enjoy your movie.
The most predictable twist in cinema history. This guy owns a trench coat and unironically wears it in public. I actually thought when he first picked it up it was a trash bag or like a tarp or something, and then it turned out to be a trench coat and I just thought, yep, that makes sense. That tracks. That sounds about par for the course. He probably also had like a katana stored in the trunk of his car just in case he happened to get jumped by 6 samurais on the way out of the parking lot or something. Just really sad shit. Just a public nuisance for no fucking reason. Could have just moved one seat over and saved everyone the trouble and himself the embarrassment. I think this is just a lesson to everyone to not make a big deal out of such simple and small things. Even like, let's say in some fantasy world, he was right. You know, he was actually in the right seat and the movie theater was wrong. None of them couldn't read. They were all illiterate. Even still, it was such a simple ask. They're asking me to move one seat over. I might be right, but why am I going to fight them? It's their facility. I'll just move over so that way I'm not intruding on everyone else's time. It's just not hard to just do something simple for the sake of everyone else's enjoyment and ease of existence. Like, it's just, I don't know, that shit just drives me up a fucking wall. Anyway, I just saw this today and wanted to talk about it. That's about it. See ya. Have you ever been to a concert for your favorite band and just let the music take control, allowing the sound to pierce your very soul and turn your body into an instrument? Well, at least one guy did, and it is a horrific thing to behold. Some weirdo at a Korn concert was just caught jorking his hog the sin that you just bore witness to is humanity's nature laid bare. This is man in its most primal, unfiltered form. Behold! Now, with the angle of the video taken here, I've seen some game theorists propose that he wasn't actually jelking and fucking playing the skin flute, he was actually air drumming. However, we have significant evidence to bust that myth. Also, speaking of busting, it is still unconfirmed whether or not he fully squeeged or if he was stopped before reaching climax. We have more footage here, I'm just showing you the introduction. Also, a fun fact here, this actually educated me. I didn't even know Korn and System of a Down were touring. That's pretty hype. I still like both of those bands quite a bit. Now, I don't think I would go there and beat my dick like it owed me money till I came while listening to Blind, but that is still pretty cool. I would be excited. Now we get an angle of other people around him, and it seems like everybody is now aware that this fucking freak is rubbing the magic lamp mid-concert here with no shame. And also in the beginning, once again, to disprove the potential air drums explanation, someone shouts, "Ew," like immediately after he does something with his left hand and then starts going turbo mode with his right. I don't know what they would say ew to other than that, especially when everyone seems to be looking at this guy. Except for the people directly to his right, the group that has someone wearing the Attack on Titan scout garb, which is a very hype outfit, by the way. They are looking away from him. It looks like they're trying to, like, not see what is unfolding over there. I really think if this was a case of people just mistaking his air drumming for masturbating, there wouldn't be this many people focused on what's happening there, and security probably wouldn't have been called immediately. Plus, the ew, all of it seems to indicate this was not just like some kind of innocent thing that got misinterpreted. Eventually, one guy here gets fed up, so he drops in behind him like a boss fight and then punches him, which vaporizes his bandana. It basically just fucking despawns it. I don't know if, like, diplomacy failed and people were trying to bargain with him, pleading like, hey, put your cock back in your pants, please, I'm trying to watch the Korn concert. And he just refused to. I don't know if negotiations soured, so then this guy went down there to, you know, put the kibosh on it himself. But he did ultimately end up saving the people in the seats below them from getting hit with some hail. And here's where the air drum explanation goes to die. This is the nail in the coffin. So, when they are taking him away, which he is very reluctant, he is like gripping for dear life. He's like, I'm not fucking leaving! Not until I hear freak on a leash! Damn you, I'm sticking around! As the cops are like yanking on him, trying to get him to budge, but he's not moving an inch. He is a bioorganic weapon right now. He might have cum on his hands. He might have cum all over him. Again, I can't find any reports on the status of whether or not a load was blown, but he was clearly in the process of doing that. Still not convinced? Alright, then how about this, partner? Explain Exhibit A. In the close-up here of the ne'er-do-well, you can see his pants are undone. Thus, I conclude that with his left hand he undid his trousers and then did the dirty deed with his right. I challenge you to explain his unzipped breeches. Also, I've air drummed before. I think we all have, especially like on the steering wheel when a real boner jam comes on. And of course, sometimes doing a little ham boning. Of course, we all know ham boning, and that can look a little suspicious for what's going on down there. But it's just ham boning. In this case, though, it doesn't really look like that. He's much more like up on himself. And based on everyone's reaction around him with someone shouting, ew, and his pants being undone, I think we can safely assume it probably wasn't some kind of, like, mix-up here, like confusing air drumming and ham boning for masturbating. That is not the proper technique, and in the words of J.K. Simmons from Whiplash, not my tempo. Also, I may not be like a body language expert. I can't analyze people's micro-expressions on their face to figure out their deepest, darkest secrets, but in that close-up shot of him, that looks like an angry man that did not ejaculate. That is the face of a man who was close, but no cigar. He got clobbered before he could finish, is my take on that. And then they carry him away like a corpse while Got the Life starts playing. And when Got the Life hits, by the way, you can see him throw his head back one more time. Maybe in that moment he reached nirvana and did finally bust. I don't know. Watching him be like crowd surfed by the police here where they carry him away like a Thanksgiving turkey is just, it's a crazy shot. Anyway, though, they ejected him from the venue. There's conflicting reports on whether or not he was arrested. According to one source, He was arrested and charged with lewdness, but they did, like, release him later that day. Also, according to some of the attendees, the man who punched him also got arrested for it. And I read some comments from people claiming to be some of the audience members that were there and witnessed it, and how upset they were, both at the disgusting act from this weirdo, but also very upset that the guy that stopped him got arrested. It's not super surprising to learn that there, because they take that kind of thing very seriously. Sucker punches can kill people, so they weren't just going to let that slide, even though it was delivered to a fucking weirdo doing a horrible thing. But anyway, that's the story as of now. I guess we'll see where it goes from here. He hasn't made a statement yet, and there's only been that one report about, like, the arrest and everything. But anyway, one hell of a concert experience, that's for damn sure. That's really about it. Yep.